So while we're patiently waiting on Nintendo to add more N64 games to Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack service, I thought it would be a fun idea to go ahead and boot up 5 different N64 games that I really hope we see make it to the service, and actually share my gameplay impressions on these again, as I have not played them in years, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, guys, I'm already excited to hop into this video today because, of course, as you can see, we're booting up Goldeneye, and this is one that I know it's going to be a hard task to actually get this to work out to come over to the service, mainly due to licensings and likeness rights and things, because obviously you have Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. You have MGM Studios involved, and then both Microsoft, who ended up buying Rare, and then of course Nintendo, who owns Goldeneye, the game itself. So it's kind of one of those interesting things. Like, Microsoft tried to actually remaster this back in the day. I think it was 2011. They were going to bring it to Xbox Live Arcade, and the game never saw the light of day because they couldn't come to an agreement on everybody signing off their rights. So let's boot this up though, and kind of just walk down memory lane together today, because part of the biggest reason I was so excited for Nintendo Switch Online is for games like this to hopefully one day make it, as I just have crazy nostalgia. You guys have probably noticed in certain news videos I've been using the pause menu music for background music, because I'm so obsessed with Goldeneye and the soundtrack. Oh, and by the way, I am using the N64 Nintendo Switch Online controller. I don't think I can I get that in focus? There we go. So I do have this now, and I've been enjoying it. I haven't played near as much on the Switch as I've wanted to at this point, but this actually works pretty nice with the PC through Bluetooth even, so it's pretty easy. We're gonna do Secret Agent here. Let's just start up level 1. I'm not going to spend a ton of time in each game, but I just want to kind of remember what they feel like to play. And hopefully we're not that far away from actually getting these added into the service. There was that list that came out. Roughly 38 games are slated for, at least in the code, that they have room for, and Goldeneye could be on that. We also had the gosh, it feels so weird playing a first-person shooter with one analog. I will tell you that is kind of a strange thing. Oh yeah, okay, so of course we got inverted controls, like freaking everything on the N64. They thought that was a good idea. Like, why do I want to go up to aim down? That makes no sense at all. I don't know. There's some people who like inverted controls and they'll defend it and stuff. Like, when I was complaining about that on Star Fox 64, a bunch of people were explaining the reason, and it's because you're supposed to feel like a fighter pilot. But you know what? If I wanted to be in a fighter pilot training, I probably wouldn't be playing a freaking Nintendo 64 game and having fun. I would be in some kind of simulation style thing. I don't think you have to, I want up to be up and down to be down. And I really don't think that's too much to ask. But apparently in the N64 era, that was too much to ask, because even stuff like first-person shooters have inverted controls for their aims. And you can make the argument for Star Fox 64, but how do you make the argument that this makes it feel more realistic to go up and down and down and up? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are fans of inverted controls in the comments. Go ahead and tear me apart for my stance on them, but I personally do not enjoy inverted controls at all. Just takes away from my experience. Okay, I think this is going to be a good stopping point for this first level of Goldeneye, so let's hop into something else. And then bonus, here's that background music that I was referencing that I've been using in videos a lot. Just, the stuff doesn't age. This is some of the greatest music to this day, just to sit down and listen to. If I was studying for a test or something like that, which thank God I haven't had to do that in quite a while, I would totally put this on in the background just as focus music. All right, let's get into the next game. It's funny that I'm realizing as I'm going through my little list here of games that I have that I want to see come over, which of course I want a bunch of different games to come over, but just the ones that I'm focusing on today, a lot of them are Rare games. And I do think that's a conversation to be had. Like, some of the best N64 games came from Rare, and that's why I was so relieved when we got the announcement that Banjo was coming, because Banjo coming means there's hope for all of these other great classics to come. And Diddy Kong Racing, it's like, I don't know that any other game has truly attempted to do, I don't care what I name myself, let's go, has truly attempted to do what they pulled off, as far as having kind of like a kart racer style mechanic, but then it's also just like this playground open world type of area where you have to go through different stages Open world is not the right way to say it. It's kind of like an overworld that's connected, and you basically, do different challenges and races, and you have different carts, if I'm remembering that right, too. Like, you have land carts, and you have stuff that can go on water, and you have planes where you can fly. Like, this was crazy inventive at the time, and I don't really feel like we've ever gotten anything even similar to it, unless if I don't know what those games were. Like, if you guys know of a game that you would compare to Diddy Kong Racing, by all means let me know, but I'm pretty sure this was a one-of-a-kind type of experience. Okay, do we gotta watch this whole cutscene? All right, here we go. This game looks incredible. I love this game. Like, the nostalgia is kicking in hard right now, guys. Like, this is crazy. Do I can just go straight up. Okay, so you can go into different areas of different parts of the game as it unfolds. Like, you'll unlock completely different style courses than this. I mean, this is just all around fun. Why no love for Diddy Kong in his own mainline franchise anymore? I mean, this plays very similar to Mario Kart 8. Oh, I didn't want to do that. This plays very similar to Mario Kart, not 8. Did I just say Mario Kart 8? Mario Kart 64. It plays very similar to that in the way that you just turn on a dime. This is just so enjoyable. This is happy right here. If you ever want to see what happiness looks like, just boot up Diddy Kong Racing and play for a minute. Hear those tunes? I feel like I'm on vacation right now. Not a stress in the world, y'all. This is great. Of course, there is stressful parts later on. I even have memories of, there's like some kind of crazy like boss battles in this game too. I know you definitely fight that giant pig at some point, and you're racing him up a mountain or something like that, and you have to actually damage him with your projectiles and stuff. Like, it's just fun. Like, this is a great idea, and the fact that it's only had one installment is criminal in my opinion. What are you doing, Nintendo and Rare? Well, I don't even think Rare needs to be involved if they wanted to reboot this. They could just make Diddy Kong Racing 2 with a different company. If we got Diddy Kong Racing 2, that's something I hope I'm alive to see. One day, maybe we get Diddy Kong Racing 2 in the future. It'll probably be some VR crazy Nintendo idea. It won't be like traditional like what we would expect. All right, cool. Let's hop into some other games. All right, now this game right here, this is one I want to say I haven't legit played this game since I actually was a kid. God, the face of The Rock is so messed up. Oh, I love it. This is WrestleMania 2000, and Stone Cold's face looks like it got steamrolled. And this was the first like true 3D rendered character models. Like, one of the first well done games, I guess I should say, because I know it's not the first one, but this game was so much fun when it came out. Like, you do 4-player multiplayer with this thing. Good night. You guys are all having a great time. And oh yeah, there's a Road Dogg just doing his classic punches. We got The Rock doing the people's elbow. Yeah, so I think a lot of fans actually maybe would say that No Mercy is the best like WWF title on the N64. That might be right. I played both WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy, but I have the most vivid memories of WrestleMania 2000. I think I just played this one more for whatever reason. Okay, let's just hop into an exhibition match. We got to go with our boy Stone Cold, and let's go to no, you know what? I remember not liking the WrestleMania arena as much as some of the other ones. We'll just go with Raw. Raw is war, like the good old days. Non-title match, yes. Yep, Steve Austin right there at the top, giving us the birds, just like the good old days. Can't do that on TV anymore. Well, I guess they do every now and then, but still, wrestling is not near as edgy as it used to be. Although I will say AEW, for anybody who got off the wrestling train, check out AEW, because they're kind of bringing that stuff back, and I love every minute of it. WWE's got great moments too. Like, we got Lesnar back right now in WWE, and a lot of people don't like Lesnar. I watched him since I was a kid, so it's like he can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. And he just turned babyface too, so for non-wrestling fans, that means he's the good guy. So let's see The Rock's intro, or at least a quick portion of it. What The Rock is cooking. Again, a timeless track that never gets old. Really, I like Stone Cold songs better, so I don't know why I skipped over his so fast. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some action here. See how this game actually plays. Now, here's the big deal. Oh yeah, you don't use the analog to move. I almost forgot about that. Oh no, right out of the gate we're having problems. Here's the deal with this game is probably, I mean, I don't know how unlikely it is to actually make it to the Switch, because the problem with it is, how did he just block? I remember you can do that. Okay, there you go. Get in the corner. Oh no. There's definitely a way to reverse and time things too, but I've totally forgotten. I'm gonna have to brush up my skills on WWF Wrestlemania 2000. I was saying something before. I think what I was about to explain was this one licensing wise is going to be just as tricky, because think about if you're Vince McMahon, and obviously the dude cares about money in his company. Are you really going to let a current license go out that says WWF Wrestlemania 2000 when they're now called WWE? Like, I don't even know how they would go through the logistics of either changing that or, I mean, I don't know what it takes, but somehow, some way, I really hope that we see this game make it to N64 or NSO online rather. And some people are just like, yeah, emulate it. It's no problem. Like, you can obviously play it better, smoother. The thing about it is emulation's great. You still got to hop through hoops to get everything to work correctly. And sometimes when you're just, out on the road, the whole brilliant part of the Switch is the fact that you can take it with you and boot it up, no problem, play on a wireless N64 controller anywhere in the world. Like, it's a beautiful time we're living in. And Nintendo just needs to update the service and actually make it run right and well and get the rights for the games that we all want. I love how it has a little ting right whenever you actually make the connection. It's just one. Oh man, he got me right back, and a replay too, just to show it off. Oh no, Rock's doing me dirty. I mean, technically I did him dirty first, but still. But you really do got to think that for when you're talking about a $50 annual service, apparently that's just the go-to move now. I don't know how to do anything else. When you're talking about a $50 annual service, which is almost the cost of rope break, which is almost the cost of PlayStation Plus annual subscription and Xbox Live. And no, they're not offering you like all of those nostalgia games, but PlayStation Plus adds like 3 reasonably new titles every single month just for free, besides all of the voice chat, party chat, everything like that. Like, obviously you guys should know that I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but I'm perfectly fine with calling them out when they're messing something up. And I really think that the N64 expansion pack service is currently, where it stands right now, extremely messed up. Okay, well, we're done hitting the rock and the balls all day long, so we'll get out of this game. But definitely hope that this makes it over again. I just don't know how it would with licensing and logistics and who they got to pay what to actually get it done. But let's hop into some other games. We're going to keep this nostalgia train going with Super Smash Bros. The OG Smash Bros. That I was probably, I don't know how old I was. I would have been, 8 or 9 or something like that, whenever I probably was first playing this with my friends. So literally like the perfect age. And there was never, and I mean never, a 4-player fighting game that ever played anything like this. I mean, the platforming aspect, I mean, obviously you guys know the history of Smash Bros. Like, it became a massive success for a reason. But this was like the OG game that started it all. And what's funny is Fox used to be my main, even though I've been the biggest Zelda fan my entire life. I loved how Fox played in both this game and Melee. I think I even played with him for a long time in Brawl as my main. But Melee, Link started to become my main, and I would rotate between the two. Then anything past Brawl, Fox got nerfed hard, which, to be fair, he was, you could maybe say, overpowered with how, his... like how fast he was with the combination of how hard he hit. But I don't know, it's now I enjoy playing as Link as my main more than anybody else. Oh, and then in Smash Ultimate, King K. Rool is like right at the top, right next to Link, is one of my favorite characters to play. I know a bunch of people hate K. Rool too, so we won't dive into that whole conversation. But wow, I almost forgot that you can't I don't think in this game, like, charging your hits up isn't even a thing. It's just it's just one direction. Like, you don't hold. Yeah, they added that in Melee, didn't they? It has been a long time since I've played this. Still looks great though. I mean, obviously we're using some up-resing stuff here, but this is great. And then so classic or 1-player mode is now called classic mode in the newer games. It's just all about getting to master hand, messing them up every time, and you unlock new fighters as you go, which was also like a crazy rush experience whenever you would have a new fighter pop up and you're a kid and all of a sudden like Ness pops up and you're like, who is this guy? Because obviously if you grew up here in the US, you know, we don't know about all the Earthbound stuff near as well, or at least I didn't until I got older. Like I never played Earthbound on the SNES, and of course we never got Mother 3. Now this game right here, I don't know how popular this game is, but all I know is I owned it. I think a friend owned it too that I had growing up. I'm still friends with. I actually have like my closest friends are friends that I legit grew up with my entire life. We played this game for hours, and I mean hours is even an understatement. Like, I mean, I don't know how long we played this game, but a ridiculous amount of time. And I know for a fact I enjoyed every minute of it. One, it's super unrealistic, which I love, because whenever you fly into the air, you're literally just able to use the analog stick and flip your car around as many times as you want. You got crazy boosts. You got hidden cars that you had to figure out how to get. Like they would be like in a gray box with a little explanation or not explanation point, a question mark on them, and you would have to run into that box to get other Hot Wheels cars that you couldn't unlock any other way. Just super fun stuff. And yeah, crazy good for multiplayer. Like I was actually pumped for the new, see, I just did a backflip in a car, no problem. I was super pumped for Hot Wheels Unleashed when I first saw it, and then I saw the gameplay, and I'm not saying it's bad, like it's actually a really good racing game, but I wanted like a direct sequel to this, which is Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. I mean, this is where it's at. I mean, see, 3 front flips in the air, no big deal. Oh, and then that little side path said 4x4 only, so you had to be driving with a 4x4. I can't remember if 4x4 is like a power-up that you get. I think it's either that or you have to have a certain size vehicle to bust through that wall. But there's all types of like this is a racing game, and you're obviously on tracks. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that you can okay, here we go, turbo. But you can actually go sideways as well. Oh, not like that sideways. How did he do the I think it's you hold R or L. I'll have to mess around with it whenever I'm on the next ramp. But yeah, this is just, you know, loop to loop, super fun and enjoyable. It's not realistic. Yeah, that's what it is. It's R button and over, and you can actually rotate like sideways as well. I know there's some secrets around here that I just missed too, because there's definitely a ways to get cars like I was talking about. And this is only one level of many, of course. You know, like this whole game is filled with crazy levels and jumps. And I remember there was one car that I don't know how many hours it took to figure out how to actually get it unlocked, and it finally happened. But this is, again, another one that this shouldn't be hard to pull off licensing wise, right? Like we should be able to get this. Now we got this opening. I think you got to, yeah, use boost to get through, not to be confused with Star Fox 64. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it here. I mean, I got to show you guys some of my, I wouldn't say these are necessarily like my top 5. Like, I mean, there's definitely other games like Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 I definitely want to see come over. The mini games on those are like ridiculously fun. 1080 snowboarding, like please bring that to us. I mean, there's tons of other titles that I want to see make it over to Nintendo Switch Online, but this is just 5 that were popped into my head that I really honestly just wanted to boot up and play again because I have such great memories from playing them as a kid. And I do still own all these games, but I own them on a cartridge on the N64, and it's just not that easy to hook up an N64. You know, you can get an HDMI adapter, but again, if we're paying $50 annually for a subscription service that allows us to do it, you want as many games on there as you can, as a convenient way to play them as possible. So yeah, before I keep rambling, guys, I'm going to cut the video here. Thanks so much for watching till the end of the video. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end, and hope you all have a great weekend.